Good morning. This is, what is today? Wednesday, January 27th. It's approximately 10:03 a.m. This is a meeting of the Board of Aldermen Engrossment Rules Resolution and Credential Committee meeting. Madam Clerk, would you call, this meeting is called to order. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll?
Alderman Vaccaro,
Present.
Alderwoman Green,
Present.
Alderman Todd,
Present.
Alderwoman Evans, Alderwoman Grass,
Present.
Chairwoman Tyus.
Present.
5 present, you have quorum.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Clerk. So we have several approval of the minutes. We have last week's, and we have several other, which the clerk told me he was going to put on the list, which I don't see.
Chairwoman, I believe he said if you refresh your screen, your Google Drive, they're added to the agenda.
Okay, let me do that. Because we had a conversation, so I'm going to refresh my Google Drive, go all the way out of everything.
Would it be inappropriate to approve all the prior?
No, we need to say exact dates. He and I talked about this because Monday I knew this is going to be a very long agenda, and we're going to break it up across several days. So he said he was going to put them on the minutes, but I probably have an old Google Drive up because I've been trying to make sure we can manage this agenda in a reasonable manner so people don't stay here all day, but we get these board bills moved. So I'm bringing it up. It'll be just a second, and then we should be okay. I actually have my desktop and my iPad. I was trying to make it so I wouldn't have to go back and forth between screens now. So let's see if this worked. Here's my Google Drive. Okay, so I do have a refreshed agenda, and we need to approve the minutes of January 6th, 13th, and 21st of 2021. And I entertain a motion that we approve these minutes because we've got to do them last week, and I had one a couple of weeks before I wanted to go over. So we have 3, and I entertain a motion to approve the minutes of January 6th, 13th, and 21st.
I make a motion, we approve those.
I second it.
We have a motion and a second that we approve the minutes of January 6th, 13th, and 21st. Is there any discussion regarding this motion? If none, Madam Clerk, would you call the roll?
Alderman Vaccaro,
Aye.
Alderwoman Green,
Aye.
Alderman Todd,
Aye.
Alderwoman Evans, Alderwoman Grass,
Aye.
Chairwoman Tyus.
Aye.
5 aye votes.
By your vote, you've approved the minutes of January 6th, 13th, and 21st. I want to just say we have such a very long agenda that we are spreading this over several days. I know some people can't be here. We're going to do the enrollment first so that the staff will have time to type these things up and have them ready for third reading and final passage on Friday. We'll get through part of engrossment, probably half of the calendar.
It was me. I'm in my 2 meeting thing. I just turned that one down.
Okay, and so we will get to as part of enrollment, then we will recess. We're still gonna need that turned down, Mr. Alderman Vaccaro.
promised land, and Moses knows that.
Alderman
he's not
Vaccaro?
able to go. So,
Let's see,
40
hang on,
years, I'll
be right.
Moses has been with these people. He's been the voice of God for them. God spoke
I'm sorry.
directly to Moses. So
I gotta turn this one down. I'm in the middle of two things.
Why don't you just mute yourself right now?
I did left it on by accident. I'm trying to listen to both and I apologize.
Okay, so we're gonna go through all of enrollment and part of engrossment. Then we'll be back to do rest of engrossment, which we have some speakers coming tomorrow. And we have a resolution on the calendar also. So we have a full schedule. If we don't get to everything, we will be meeting Monday. I'm telling you that now. Just depends on how things going, but we will get this all done. So we want to get started. The first thing we have is board bills for enrollment. We have somebody. I'm gonna need you guys to mute because I'm hearing, I don't know if somebody's typing or clicking or something.
Not me this time. I'm muted.
I didn't say you. Gonna need you to mute if you're doing something. So I don't care about keeping the mics open, but if you're doing something, we need you to mute. First item is board bill number 157, introduced by Alderwoman Christine Engross. It's an ordinance recommended by the Board of Public Service to conditionally vacate above surface and subsurface rights for the vehicle, equestrian and pedestrian travel in an irregular portion of Pine Street from the western right of way line of 20th Street to the western. Let me go, oops, hitting the wrong thing. Gotta get to enrollments. Board bills, enrollments, okay. 20th Street to the western right of the way line of 21st Street. The petitioner is TKFCLC. The vacated area will be used to property for construction of soccer stadium. I hope everyone has had time to go over these. I don't have any problems. Alderwoman Green, do you have any problems with Board Bill 157?
Nope.
Okay. Alderman Vaccaro, do you have any problems with Board Bill?
No problem.
Alderman Todd, any problems with Board Bill 157?
No, I don't have any problem. Thank you.
Alderman Grass, do you have any problems with Board Bill 157?
No, I don't.
Okay, who wants to be the person who does a motion today? You want to do that, Alderman Todd?
No.
Oh, you got to leave. That's right. Alderman Grass, do you want to do motions today?
I will do them, yes.
Okay, I asked the wrong question. Will you please? How about that? Different than do you want to? Okay.
That's okay. I figured it out.
Okay, so I entertain a motion that Board Bill 157 be enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation to the full board.
I make that motion to pass out Board Bill 150. I make that motion to engross Board Bill 157.
Enroll.
To enroll Board Bill 157 with the due pass recommendation to the full Board of Aldermen.
Second.
Can we have a previous roll?
Previous roll.
Previous roll.
Okay, we have a motion and a second that Board Bill 157 be enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation. We have a call for previous roll. Any objections for previous roll? Hearing none, Board Bill 157 is enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation. The next board bill is Board Bill 161, introduced by Alderwoman Christine Engross. The overall purpose of this bill is to, I keep wanting to do this and it's not that, is to conditionally vacate the following public alley: 20-foot wide east-west alley in City Block 6472, beginning at 20th Street and extending westwardly 220.54 plus or minus 16.49 feet to its terminus and bounded by Olive on the north, 20th on the east, and Pine on the south. The petitioner is TKFCLC. The vacated area would be used to consolidate property for construction of soccer stadium. Alderwoman Green, any problems with Board Bill 161?
Nope.
Alderman Vaccaro, any problems with Board Bill 161?
No.
Alderman Todd, any problems with Board Bill 161?
No, I don't have any problem with Board Bill 161.
Alderman Grass, any problems with Board Bill 161?
No.
Okay, and entertain a motion that we engross and pass out with a due pass recommendation to the full board, Board Bill 161.
A challenge.
I'll make the
second that.
motion.
First of all, you have
Okay, let her make the motion, please.
I'll make the motion to enroll Board Bill 161 with the due pass recommendation to the full Board of Aldermen.
Second.
Previous roll.
We have a motion and a second and a call for previous roll that Board Bill 161 is enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation. We have any objections to previous roll? Hearing none, Board Bill 161 is enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation. Board Bill number 168, introduced by Alderwoman Marlene Davis. It's an ordinance recommended and approved by the Board of Estimate and Apportionment, authorizing and directing, is that the right one? Yes, authorizing and directing the Director of Airports and Comptrollers of the City of St. Louis, owner and operator of the St. Louis Lambert International Airport, to enter into and execute on behalf of the city the assignment and assumption of interest in lease agreement AL-230 and consent of the City of St. Louis between Spire CNG Incorporated, containing a severability clause and containing an emergency clause. Alderwoman Green, any problems with Board Bill 168?
No, it looks good to me.
Alderman Bacaro, any problems with Board Bill?
No problem.
teaching and we
No
know
problem.
Alderman Todd, any problems with 168?
No, I don't have any problem, Madam Chair.
Alderman Grass, any problems with 168?
No.
Okay, and I don't have any problems, so I'd entertain a motion that Board Bill 168 be enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation to the full board.
So moved.
Okay, you're cutting that corner. We can take that.
Okay, it's a long meeting.
And
We need a previous roll.
Previous roll.
Oh, wait, we have a motion and a second that Board Bill
Previous-
we have a motion and a second and a call for previous roll that Board Bill 168 be enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation. Any objections to previous roll? Hearing none, Board Bill 168 is enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation. And you have graduated to the next class because that was very smart, Alderman.
Well, thank you. Feels good.
I wasn't going to tell you that, but since you figured it out, that's how you learn, okay?
Yep.
Okay, the next board bill we have is 171, introduced by Alderwoman Marlene Davis. And that is a board bill, an ordinance recommended and approved by the Airport Commission and the Board of Estimate and Apportionment that provides for financial incentives for air services at St. Louis Lambert International Airport, authorizing the Director of Airports to implement and administer the program, containing a severability clause and containing an emergency clause. Any problems, Alderwoman Green?
the second part of the fiscal note is not filled out.
I thought they sent us one, they didn't attach it, let me see. Yep, so they sent us one that was done, Madam Clerk?
Yes, ma'am.
Because I've seen it and we didn't attach that one.
For Board Bill 171, let me check the
Yes.
email. Do you know who sent the email over? Was it
It was
Zach
a person
or-
from the, I want to say, it was Miss Pruitt.
Okay,
And she sent
Okay.
one, and I have it in my possession if you don't, but she sent it to the regular, she sent it to the clerk and then to me also. I can provide that. Pull up her
okay.
stuff, Miss Pruitt. She did it that day while we were. in
Right,
fact,
because that was one of the, right, because that was one of the ones we had a question about.
Right,
Or was that 172? I
We
see
had
172. Okay,
we did several, and she sent over 171, 172. We had several others. Everybody sent them. I do know that. Okay, here they are, updated fiscal notes, okay, for board bill. Here's 185, here's for 172. Let's see, where's the Rochelle Pruitt? Maybe she didn't send this one. I only see 172. And I see 185. So we need to get, we'll put that to the bottom. I'm not gonna stop right now. We'll put that to the bottom, and then before we leave, we'll get her to send over that, because they're just NA. She just put NA, and let me see what she put in here. She put NA through both of them. So all of them were NA, but she missed sending one.
Okay, I'll email her now. Board Bill
Okay.
171.
Thank you. Okay.
No problem.
Thank you very much, Alderwoman. We will skip 172 and come back to that. Board Bill 170. That was Board Bill 171 we skipped. Okay, we'll go to Board Bill 172, which is an ordinance introduced by Alderwoman Marlene Davis. It's an ordinance recommended and approved by the Airport Commission and the Board of Estimate and Apportionment, providing for the transfer of $1 million that the City of St. Louis intends to transfer from the Airport Development Fund through the Airport Contingency Fund and to the Airport Revenue Fund. That sounds like a pass-through to me. Providing for supplemental transfers containing a severability clause and containing an emergency clause.
Looks fine to me.
Okay, and maybe she put the wrong number, because I don't see that there's a, she just put the wrong number on here. There's no fiscal note on 172 I'm looking at 173, that's the wrong one, okay. How do we have?
Yeah, there's a fiscal note.
Okay, but I see 168, 171, 173. I don't see 172 in my Google Docs.
172, if you scroll to the end of the document, the fiscal note is filled out on this one.
Okay. Now all of a sudden it appeared. I wasn't seeing it. That's what I was saying. It wasn't appearing. I don't know what's going on. Okay. So yes, that one is, so that's the right one. So you don't have any problems with 172?
No.
Alderman Vaccaro, any problems with 172?
No problems.
Alderman Todd, any problems with 172?
No, Madam Chair, I don't have any problem. And I'm gonna have to switch over to this next meeting for a minute too.
Okay, make sure you mute so that we don't hear your meeting, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Grass, any problems?
No.
Okay, I entertain a motion that Board Bill 172 be enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation to the full board.
So moved.
Second.
Previous roll, I'll do previous roll. We've had a motion and a second and a call for previous roll that Board Bill 172 be enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation. We have a call for previous roll. Any objections to previous roll? Hearing none, Board Bill 172 is enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation. The next board bill we have is 173, introduced by Alderwoman Christine Engross. Let's see here. And it is an ordinance recommended by the Board of Public Service to conditionally vacate above surface and subsurface rights for vehicle, equestrian, and pedestrian travel in a triangular tract of land located on the northwest corner of 20th Street and Pine. The same area was previously dedicated per Plat Book 34, page 38 in the city of St. Louis, Missouri, as herein described in accordance with Charter Authority and in conformity with Section 14 of Article 21 of the Charter, and imposing certain conditions on such vacation. Alderwoman Green.
Looks good.
Alderman Vaccaro.
I'm fine.
Alderman Grass.
It's fine.
I'd entertain a motion that Board Bill 173 be enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation to the full board.
So moved.
Second.
Previous roll. We have a motion and a second and a call for previous roll that Board Bill 173 be enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation. Do we have any objections to previous roll? Hearing none, Board Bill 173 is enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation. The next board bill is Board Bill 177. Introduced by Alderwoman Lisa Middlebrook. It's an ordinance recommended by the Board of Public Service to conditionally vacate above surface, surface, and subsurface rights for vehicle, equestrian, and pedestrian travel in 2nd Street from Tyler South Street to Terminus in the city of St. Louis, Missouri, as herein described in accordance with Charter Authority and in conformity with Section 14 of Article 21 of the Charter and imposing certain conditions on such vacation. Alderwoman Green, any problems with Board Bill 177?
Looks fine.
Alderman Vaccaro? Alderman Vaccaro? You're muted.
I'm sorry, I said I'm fine. I'm okay.
Okay. Alderman Grass?
Looks good.
Okay, I'd entertain a motion that Board Bill 173 be enrolled with a due pass recommendation to the full board.
So moved.
Second.
Previous roll. We have a motion and a second to call for previous roll that Board Bill 173 be enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation. Any objections to previous roll? Hearing none, Board Bill 173 is enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation. I'm sorry, Board Bill 177. I'm sorry, there you go. Okay, got to put those checks. Okay, Board Bill 178, introduced by Alderwoman Tamika Hubbard. An ordinance amending ordinance number 70501, approving and authorizing the execution of a First Amendment to redevelopment agreement between the city of St. Louis, Missouri and Altera Jefferson Arms LLC, authorizing other related actions and containing a severability clause. Alderwoman Green.
Looks fine to me.
Alderman Vaccaro.
And I'm fine with it.
Wait a minute, okay. Now, one I have, the fiscal impact is not filled in, but I thought that we got one for them.
It's, oh yeah, it's the only half filled out.
It's the bottom part is not completed.
So can I say something?
Hold on just a minute. Okay, yes, Alderwoman Grass.
Well, it says if the answer is yes to any of the above questions, then a fiscal note must be attached to the board bill and complete section B of the form below. So it's a little confusing to me.
Okay, so section B, I'm not speaking to, but below section B, there is another financial estimate of impact.
Right.
And that's what I asked them. Right. That's what I asked them to put an NA. Okay, because I understand when they're saying no, no, no in A, then B, they don't fill out. And
I gotcha. Okay.
But the financial estimate of impact on general funds should be filled out. And I did call over for this one too. I got to look because I think they sent it. I got to look and see who sent it. Okay. Let me see who did that. Because remember, we kept taking breaks last week trying to get all this stuff filled out.
Right.
And this was David Richardson. Okay, Madam Clerk?
Yeah.
Okay, we need to send an email over to David Richardson at Hush Blackwell and send him that last page and tell him that he needs to fill it out. Is it either not applicable or put in the impact of on general funds? And that's the very last page of this board bill. You can also call him. We're going to put this toward the end.
So noted.
Okay. So that. The next board bill we have is Board Bill 180. Introduced by Alderman Jesse Todd, an ordinance establishing two-way stop sites at the eastern and western intersection of Whittier Street and Washington Boulevard, regulating all traffic traveling eastbound and westbound on Washington Boulevard at the eastern intersection of Whittier Street and Washington Boulevard. Alderwoman Green.
Looks good to me.
Alderman Vaccaro.
Coming from the king of stop signs, it looks good to me.
Probably not enough. He probably needs to add 4 or 5 more.
A whole bunch more to catch up.
Alderman Grass.
Looks good to me.
Okay, I'd entertain a motion that we enroll Board Bill 180 and pass out with a due pass recommendation to the full board.
So moved.
Second.
Previous roll. We have a motion and a second that Board Bill 180 be enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation to the full board. We have a call for previous roll. Any objections to previous roll? Hearing none, Board Bill 180 is enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation. Board Bill 183 is an ordinance introduced by Alderwoman Marlene Davis. It's 183 as amended, I'm sorry. And this ordinance is an ordinance recommended and approved by the Board of E&A, authorizing and directing the Director of Airports and Comptroller of the City of St. Louis, owner and operator of St. Louis Lambert International Airport, to enter into and execute on behalf of the city, the OHM Concession Group, LLC, Local Concept Food and Beverage, first amended and restated concession agreement, AL-120 between the city and OHM Concession Group, LLC, containing a severability clause and containing an emergency clause.
The second part of the fiscal note is not filled out on this one.
Okay. Now that one I know we called in. I got to look and see who that was. Okay. Boy, this is long. Right. Let me see who that was, because I thought they sent us something over, and that would have been Rochelle Pruitt. And I'm pretty sure I have that one here, 183. I thought I said I did. 172. But yeah, 185 she sent over. Do we have it someplace, Madam Clerk? Because if not, I can.
Okay, this is 183 or 185 we're talking about?
Which one? Oh, we're on 183. Okay. Yeah, 185 we have. 183
okay, so,
we do not have.
Okay, let me see.
So we need that one also. You said she was going to go through them. So
yeah, I know we have 185. I don't see 183, so I'll email her as well.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. So that, we'll hold that. We're going to 184. It's a ordinance introduced by Alderman John Collins Muhammad. The board bill authorizes the honorary street name Dorothy Jackson Johnson Way on Allison Avenue between Carter and West Florissant Avenue. Now, at first they had, and they still, the one I'm looking at still has the mistake. When you go to line 11, page 1, it has Kim Massey Way instead of Dorothy Jackson. And I know we caught that. I caught that mistake, and we were supposed to have that changed.
So it's still
if you look at line 11.
Okay, give me
Yes.
just a second. I'm sorry,
remember,
I'm still emailing.
Okay, you drug out there. What did you say?
No, I was looking up sending the email to Rochelle. I'm sorry, we're on.
Oh, okay, go ahead with your, I'll take a minute. We'll slow down. I know you guys are doing a lot.
Okay. So I know, I'm sorry, which one are we on?
Did you finish with Rochelle for
Which board
183?
bill?
It's a 184.
No, ma'am,
Line 11.
I think.
We
Just
caught
a
that. I
second.
caught that last week, I know. And we engrossed it with that being a correction. Because they should say Dorothy Jackson Johnson.
Right. Give me
So
just.
that's out of somebody, that's out of, I think, Alderman Coder's bill. You don't have to do it right now if you don't want to. We can just put that to the list too. So we just have too much going on. To the bottom of the list.
I know it's right. I think we just uploaded the wrong one. The board bill is actually right.
Okay, well then we'll give you a minute to see. Okay.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Everybody needs to look outside. It's really pretty.
Okay, that depends on your definition of pretty.
Oh yeah, I love snow, so.
And
Yeah.
I'm a Caribbean baby, so when I see the
Yeah, I
ocean,
got it. I love that too. I love that too.
yeah, it's pretty because we don't have to go out there. We're on a Zoom meeting.
That's right. It would be different if I had to get out there.
Just so you know, though, it's always sunny over here in the 23rd ward. So it's actually, the sun's out. It's about 75 degrees if anybody wants to come over. So
I might have to move to the 23rd ward.
a great day
Me
in the
too.
23rd ward.
And then you'd have some competition. You wouldn't be running unopposed all the time.
I'll say.
What God wants out of you, you know, what would Jesus do? Thing that we used.
I'm gonna go get coffee.
Okay. We're going to slow down and let her do ours because we just got too much to be making.
Oh, for sure.
Are you doing okay, Alderwoman Green?
Yeah, I am. I'm waiting for my grandma's doctor to call. So if he does call, I'm gonna have to take that. But I'm just exhausted. This has been exhausting.
I know. And that's why we're not going to be here all day. We're going to cut off and we just can't do all of this. The clerk and I had a long conversation about how many bills on this agenda. I think every alderman, I should have said every alderman who has something on here should have to sit through this so they would know what we go through, okay?
No, but grandma's doing much better.
That's good.
Alderwoman, I could just email you all. I'm on the phone with the clerk now. He's going to upload the right version of Board Bill 184.
Okay.
But the board bill is actually right because this is what we discussed last week.
So we did correct it?
Yes, ma'am, it was changed. I emailed it to you all last week as well.
Okay. So it's just a matter of uploading the correct one.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Okay, so we're going to have the green copy correct, right?
Yes, ma'am. I can email it to you.
Well, we trust you, okay, because you did send it. That's why I was surprised to see this. But I do know, I want to say again, for everybody who's listening, there is a lot of things on this agenda and our staff is way overworked, and I'm going to slow this agenda down even more. And I know some people might get upset because they don't understand our staff is staying to midnight at night, the things that have to be done to get these things right. And we're not, we're in a situation, we're still in a pandemic, and we're going to get it right, but we might not get it as fast as you want it to be. Well, I'm not going to just keep pushing the staff to the end of their rope, because I really appreciate the hard work that you all do. So, Madam Clerk.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, since I did see it, because you did send it to us last week. As long as you tell me that it's going to be I'm going to check anyway, because I'm not going to sign it if it's the wrong one. So, I still sit in my little desk and go through each one. So, with that in mind, I'd entertain a motion that we engross Board Bill 184 as corrected from last week and pass out with a due pass recommendation, because she did send us, if you look in your emails, they did send us the correct one, and they just have the wrong one uploaded to the
So moved.
Second.
previous roll. Okay, we have a motion and a second that Board Bill 184 be engrossed and passed out with a due pass recommendation. We have a call for previous roll. Any objections to previous roll? Hearing none, Board Bill 184 is engrossed and passed out with a due pass recommendation. Okay, the next board bill we have is Board Bill 185, introduced by Alderwoman Marlene Davis. It's an ordinance authorizing the First Amendment, an ordinance recommended by the Board of Estimate and Apportionment, authorizing and directing the Director of Airports and the Comptroller for the City of St. Louis to enter into and execute on behalf of the City of St. Louis, the St. Louis Lambert International Airport, First Amendment to its airport use and lease agreement, and when applicable, its airport use and lease agreement with cargo addendum containing a severability clause and containing an emergency clause. Let's see here, okay. So they got the financial estimate of impact on general funds filled in. Alderwoman Green.
Looks good.
Okay, Alderman Vaccaro.
Sorry. I'm good with that. I have no problem.
Alderman Grass, any problems?
No problems.
Okay, I entertain a motion that Board Bill 185 be enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation to the full board.
So moved.
Need a second?
Second. I gotta see my face, so
Previous roll.
second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second that Board Bill 185 be enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation. We have a call for previous roll. Any objections to previous roll? Hearing none, Board Bill 185 is enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation. The next bill we have is Board Bill 190. This is a board bill introduced by Alderwoman Kara Spencer. It's an ordinance recommended by the Board of Estimate and Apportionment, authorizing and directing the mayor and comptroller of the City of St. Louis on behalf of the city to enter into and execute an agreement or agreements with the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development, Office of the Healthy Homes and Lead Hazard Control, being offered pursuant to a federal fiscal year 2020 notice of funding available for the Lead Hazard Reduction Demonstration Grant LHRD program, and directing the comptroller to issue warrants thereon upon the city treasurer and containing an emergency clause.
Looks good to me.
Alderman Vaccaro.
I'm fine with that.
Alderman Grass.
Looks good.
Okay, I'd entertain a motion that we enroll Board Bill 190 and pass out with a due pass recommendation to the full board.
So moved.
I'll second that.
Previous roll. We have a call that Board Bill 190, we have a motion and a second and a call for previous roll that Board Bill 190 be enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation. Any objections to previous roll? Hearing none, Board Bill 190 is enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation. Board Bill 196. Is introduced by Alderwoman Lisa Middlebrook. An ordinance authorizing the execution of a new lease agreement between the City of St. Louis, Missouri and the United Fruit and Produce Company for certain land at near 2226 North First Street in the city for a period of 5 years, with 4 5-year mutual options for the purpose of vehicle and trailer parking and storage at an annual base rent $1,000 with a 2% annual escalator for the first 5 years and containing a severability clause. Alderwoman Green.
Looks good to me.
Alderman Carl.
I'm fine.
Alderman Grass.
No problems.
I have no problems. I'd entertain a motion that Board Bill 196 be engrossed and passed out with a due pass recommendation to the full board.
So moved.
Second, previous roll.
We have a motion and a second and a call for previous roll that Board Bill 196 be enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation. We have a call for previous roll. Any objections for previous roll? Hearing none, Board Bill 196 is enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation. Okay. The next thing we have is Board Bill 197, introduced by Alderman Joseph Rhodey. This ordinance repeals ordinance 59043 approved February 10th, 1984, which closes Swan, Norfolk, and Vista Avenue at the east line of Taylor Avenue. The ordinance authorizes and directs the Director of Streets to reopen Norfolk and Vista Avenue, but to keep Swan Avenue closed. This ordinance will have a significantly positive effect on the city and its residents with respect to economic development and the flow of traffic in the Grove area. Alderwoman Green.
Looks good.
Alderman Carl.
I'm fine with it. Looks fine.
Okay, Alderman Grass.
Looks fine.
Okay, I have no problems. I'd entertain a motion that Board Bill 197 be enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation to the full board.
So moved.
Second.
I thought you said it was, I thought the motion was to engross.
No, it's enrolled. We enrolling everything now.
Right, I'm fine with that, but I think whenever somebody said it, but I'm fine with it either way.
Okay, I'll repeat it. I'll entertain a motion, but I'm pretty sure I said enroll, but I'll say it again just in case. I'll entertain a motion that we enroll Board Bill 197 with the due pass recommendation to the full board.
So moved.
Second.
Previous roll.
Okay, we have a motion and a second and a call for previous roll that Board Bill 197 is enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation. Any objections to previous roll? Hearing none, Board Bill 197 is enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation. Okay, the next board bill we have is Board Bill 198, introduced by Alderwoman Tamika Hubbard. Let me get here. And this board bill authorizes the acting director of the City of St. Louis Department of Health to accept a $200,000 grant from the National Foundation for the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC Foundation, with a project name of COVID-19 Care Kits for Faith-Based Communities, known as Project Number 1085, to develop messaging and COVID-19 packages for distribution to communities of faith, as well as community assessment of the impact of COVID-19 resources and faith-based messaging, primarily for persons of color and in those communities hardest hit by COVID-19 pandemic. Authorize the acting director of the City of St. Louis Department of Health, upon the approval of the Board of Estimate and Apportionment, to expend funds which are hereby appropriated for said purpose by entering into a contract or otherwise for the grant purposes. grants funding, which will be utilized by the City of St. Louis Department of Health to work with the Clergy Advisory Board, CAB, composed of some 17 faith traditions that include Baptist, Islamic, Ecumenical, Buddhist, Jewish, Christian Methodist Episcopal, African Methodist Episcopal, non-denominational, and Church of God of Christ, as well as connectors to the community and the Bridges to Care and Recovery Program, Ethical Society, Hope House St. Louis, and the St. Louis Mental Health Board to develop COVID-19 messaging for the various faith communities, to partner with community-based organizations to package and distribute COVID-19 prevention and recovery packages consisting of such items as reusable cloth, face mask, covering, hand sanitizers of at least 60% alcohol content, thermometers, and educational materials with face-based messages, infographics in plain language and translated into the top 5 languages spoken in the city of St. Louis for the congregation and for the residents surrounding the place of worship, and to evaluate and document the impact of these efforts. Alderwoman Green.
Looks good to me.
Alderman Vaccaro.
I'm fine with it.
Alderman Grass.
Looks good.
Okay, I entertain a motion that Board Bill 198 be enrolled with a due pass recommendation to the full board.
So moved.
Second.
Previous roll. We have a motion and a second, a call for previous roll that Board Bill 198 be enrolled. We have a call for previous roll. Any objections to previous roll? Hearing none, Board Bill 198 is enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation. The next board bill we have is Board Bill 199, introduced by Alderman John Kotar. I almost called him an alderwoman. This proposed bill would create the honorary street named Kim Massey Way, beginning at the intersection of South Broadway and Sarah Street, and run south on Broadway to the intersection of South Broadway and is it pronounced Grattan? I don't know how to pronounce that street. Gratiot Street.
Ratchet.
Okay, Grattan. Okay, Alderwoman Green, any problems with this board bill?
Nope.
Alderman Vaccaro.
No problem.
Alderman Grass.
No problem.
I'd entertain a motion that Board Bill 199 as amended be enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation to the full board.
So moved.
Sorry.
That's okay. We need a second.
Second.
Previous roll. We have a motion and a second that Board Bill 199 as amended and a call for second for previous roll be passed out with a due pass recommendation to the full board. We have a call for previous roll. Any objections to previous roll? Hearing none, Board Bill 199 as amended is enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation to the full board. Okay. We now have Board Bill 201. It's a board bill authorized by Alderman Jeffrey Boyd. It's Board Bill 201. The board bill authorizes and directs the Chief of Police on behalf of the mayor and the city of St. Louis to enter into and execute a grant agreement with the Missouri Department of Public Safety, Office of Homeland Security, to fund the 2020 Operations Legends program.
Looks fine to me.
Alderman Vaccaro.
I'm fine.
Alderman Grass.
I'm fine.
Okay, then I would entertain a motion that Board Bill 201 be enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation to the full board.
So moved.
Second.
Previous roll. We have a motion and a second that Board Bill, what are we on? Board Bill 201 be engrossed and passed out. I'm sorry, be enrolled and passed out with the due pass recommendation. We have a call for previous roll. Any objections to previous roll? Hearing none, Board Bill 201 is enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation. The next board bill we have is Board Bill 202. Primary sponsor is Alderman Jeffrey Boyd. The board bill authorizes and directs the chief of police on behalf of the mayor and the city of St. Louis to enter into and execute a grant agreement with the Missouri Department of Public Safety, Office of Homeland Security, to fund the 2019 Project Safe Neighborhood Program.
Looks good to me.
I'm fine with it.
Alderman Grass, any problems with Board Bill 202?
No,
Okay,
but
what?
can I ask a question?
You always can.
Okay, so to fund the 2019 Project Safe Neighborhoods Program, are we late?
That's a good question.
And I'm fine with it. I just need to know what goes on.
No, I think he said that, I want to kind of remember on the floor, because remember, I think I asked him that question. And I think he said that we had already spent the funds, and I think we're late with doing the agreement.
Okay, that's fine.
That's my memory from what I asked him. I'm pretty sure that's what he said. So I think we have done the funds already, but we did not do the proper paperwork.
Okay, sounds
Okay.
good. Thank you.
Right. Any other questions or concerns? Okay, I'd entertain a motion that Board Bill 202 be enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation to the full board.
So moved.
Second.
Previous roll.
Okay, there's a motion and a second and call for previous roll. That Board Bill 202 be enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation. Have a call for previous roll. Any objections to previous roll? Hearing none. Board Bill 202 is enrolled and passed out with a due pass recommendation. Okay. Board Bill 212, introduced by Board Bill 212. I'm sorry, introduced by Alderman Jeffrey Boyd. This bill will submit to the qualified voters of the city of St. Louis a non-binding preferential vote on question should the city of St. Louis close the Division of Corrections Medium Security Institute Incarceration Center located at 7600 Hall Street, commonly referred to as the Workhouse. The purpose of the non-binding preferential vote is to assist the Board of Aldermen, Mayor, and Comptroller in their management and direction of the city. As I understand it, we still can enroll it, but it had to be done by the 25th or 26th of this month. So this board bill basically can get passed, but there will not be a vote because it's too late. So I don't really know what to do with this. I need to have a conversation about that. So I'm going to set that aside for now and try to find out what the sponsor wants to do, if anything. We don't have to enroll. We've already engrossed it, and then we'll find out what the sponsor wants to do with that bill. Okay. Madam Clerk, where are we with the things that we had to email to people? Did we hear back from any people?
I just checked my email. Rochelle has not responded yet. And Mr. Kennedy is calling the guy for Board Bill 178, I believe. I'm gonna double check. For that fiscal note for 178.
That's from Hush Blackwell?
Yes.
Right. I did call him, Madam Chair.
Oh.
Chairwoman, I did call him. I did not get an answer.
Okay, and what about the two? Ms. Pruitt didn't respond anyway at all?
I emailed her on both 171 and 183 as amended.
I want to take a 5-minute break so we can call, okay? Because I know she had told me she was going to send them. So if we could just take a 5-minute break, I want to call her and see if maybe she sent them and I missed it, or if it was attached to something else. So SPL 5 minutes. All right, I'm back. Hello? STL?
Yes, you're still live.
Hello.
Okay, I'm back. STL?
Yes, you're still live.
Okay. So I did try to call over to the airport. Usually I get her, I didn't. So we're going to leave the enrollment calendar for now, and we're going to go down into the engrossment, which I will tell you, usually I have time to read these things. I did not, because it's just a lot. So we're gonna be taking time. We're probably gonna get to like maybe, I think, half of this calendar or so, and then we're gonna stop for the day. I think we're gonna do to like 195 or so. I think it's the last one, or and then if we get to 195, and then we'll come back tomorrow and start at 9 o'clock and start on the rest of what we have to do. So the first board bill we have is Board Bill 158. Primary sponsors, Alderwoman Carol Howard. The board bill will establish the Bevo Mill Area Special Use District for an approximately 92.73 acre site in the Bevo Mill and Dutchtown neighborhood. The Special Use District Overlay Zoning District as permitted in the enabling ordinance 66941 would prohibit certain uses and make other conditional uses that would otherwise be allowed in the underlined F neighborhood commercial, G local commercial and office, J industrial, and K unrestricted zoning districts. It also provides additional regulations and lighting and signage and heights within a sub area of the district. I'm going to take some minutes to look at it because I haven't, and I would ask any of you all who have not had a chance to do that also. Alderwoman Green, are you still reading?
No, it looks good.
There is the last page is missing the fiscal impact. That's blank in mine unless I don't have an updated copy. If you look at the very last page, it's on the last page. Page 3 of the fiscal impact is blank. The financial estimate and impact on general revenue, on general funds, rather.
Oh, you're right. I missed that.
Okay. Madam Clerk. That gets moved. So, because we're gonna do what we can. So we will need to contact Cecilia, DVORAK.
And I think Mr. Clerk is on. I believe he is writing them down as well.
Okay, I don't know. Who is she with? Is she with CDA, or is this a special? It's a 657, so I guess it's the city because her numbers are 657. Okay, so we need to contact her. We're gonna put that down and hopefully we'll hear something. So the next board bill we have is Board Bill 160, introduced by Alderman Joseph Rhodey, Alderwoman Kara Spencer, and Alderwoman Marlene Davis, designating the Oscar Waring House as a city landmark is the purpose of this legislation. Designating the home of Oscar Waring will celebrate the contribution of the first African-American principal of Sumner High School. The board bill will ensure the historic exterior appearance of the house is maintained and that a community asset is protected from inappropriate alterations or demolition. The board bill includes the following sections. Whereas clause that denotes the significance of Oscar Waring's contribution to the education of African Americans in St. Louis. 2, whereas clause stating that the nomination is supported by the Board of Public Service, Planning Commission, and Preservation Board. 3, landmark standards that govern future changes to the building's exterior appearance. 4, severability clause. 5, attachments. I, landmark petition submitted by the owners of the building. I fiscal note. This is Board Bill 160. I'm going to look at that also. Okay, Alderwoman Green, I think we got the same problem with this board bill. Okay,
Only
so page 3 of the fiscal note is empty. And I understand why they don't fill in section B, but then they put page 3 and they don't say anything. So that's why we're going back to that. So we need also contact Daniel Krasnoff about board bill 160 fiscal note. Let's try the next one. Board Bill 174. This board bill would approve a Chapter 99 redevelopment plan and blighting study for the Penrose, North Grand, Kasuth Fair redevelopment area. This authorizes up to a 25-year tax abatement for the area. So we don't even need to, I don't even need to spend time because the same problem is with this board bill. And I'm kind of thinking that is the problem with almost all of these board bills. Because it's missing the 3rd page. And I don't know why I don't understand why they're putting them on there if they're not gonna fill them out.
Yeah, they do the first section of it, but not the second.
Right. So again, we have the same problem. Let's move to the next board bill. My response to Mr. Rousset, this is why my response was to him. If any of you all read my response to him, this is exactly why, because things come out of committee and they don't go over them. And then when we get them, we're having to really look at them. Okay, so the next board bill is 176. Primary sponsor is Alderwoman Marlene Davis. The overall purpose of this bill is to conditionally vacate the following unimproved street, Virginia Avenue from Shoto northwardly 584.425 plus or minus 2985 feet to a point, said point being vacated. Ratoy Street, the petitioner is St. Louis University. The vacated area will be used to correct property lines.
This looks correct to me.
Okay. Alderman Vaccaro.
Glad we found it. I'm fine.
Alderman Grass.
Looks fine.
Okay, we get to engross something. Okay. Then I'd entertain a motion that we engross Board Bill 176.
So moved.
Second.
Previous roll.
We have a motion and a second that we engross Board Bill 176. We have a call for previous roll. Any objections to previous roll? Hearing none, Board Bill 176 is engrossed. Okay, the next board bill we have is Board Bill 182.
It's also missing financial estimate. They did include the financial analysis on the very last page, so those numbers could theoretically just be moved into that table, but they did not fill it out.
Okay, so we have had that conversation. So we will call them about, I'm not gonna keep having the same conversations, especially since we were lectured about how everything comes out. So if it's okay, if it comes out from the hood committee. So we need to get in contact with Zachary Wilson regarding Board Bill 182 and the fiscal note. Okay, the next board bill is 186. An ordinance recommended by the Planning Commission on December 2nd, 2020 to change the zoning of property as indicated on the district map from C multiple family dwelling district to the G local commercial and office district in City Block 2294 3636 page boulevard so as to include the described parcel of land in city blocks 2294 and containing an emergency clause.
This looks correct.
Nice and short and to the point too. Okay, any problems?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
I'm fine.
Okay, then I'd entertain a motion that we engross Board Bill 186.
So moved.
Second.
Previous roll. We have a motion and a second and a call for previous roll. The Board Bill 186 is engrossed. Any objections to 186? Hearing none, Board Bill 186 is engrossed. Board Bill 187, sponsored by Alderman Joseph Rhodey, is an ordinance approved by the Planning Commission on December 2nd, 2020 to change the zoning of property as indicated on district map from the K unrestricted district to the H area commercial district in the city block 9097, 4565, 4565R, and 4591 McCree Avenue, so as to include the described parcel of land in city block 9097 and contain an emergency clause. I do want to point out that McCree, I think maybe is McCree, does it have a capital in there someplace? Is it MCCR? I want us to check the spelling of McCree because that looks like it's off. And that's just in the description.
So McCree is MC, then REE. There's no one, it's just a capital M, small c, capital REE.
That's what right. I knew it was another capital in there.
Yeah.
So it's got all lowercase after the M, but I knew that wasn't right.
No,
So we need to correct that throughout the bill. And it's correct on page, what is this? It is correct on page 1, line 11. Is that page 1? Page 1 of 3, line 11, it's the correct spelling and the correct capitalization, I guess. But I've seen in several other places where it's all lowercase after the M. So maybe if we do a search and replace, we can get it correct throughout the bill. Any other problems, Alderwoman Green?
Nope.
Alderman Vaccaro?
no, I'm fine.
Thank you for that catch about the Cree. I couldn't think how it was supposed to be spelled. I just knew it wasn't right. Alderman Grass?
It looks good to me.
Okay. I don't have any other problems. I'd entertain a motion that Board Bill 187 with the correction of McCree to the correct spelling, capitalization, be engrossed.
So moved.
Second.
Previous roll. We have a motion and a second and a call for previous roll that 187 is engrossed. Any objections to previous roll? Hearing none, Board Bill 187 is engrossed. Okay. We now have Board Bill 188. It's an board bill sponsored by Alderman Brett Narayan. It's an ordinance recommended by the Planning Commission on December 2nd, 2020 to change the zoning of property as indicated in the district map from A single-family dwelling district to the C multifamily dwelling district in the city block 4634.05, 6135 Lloyd Avenue, and 1515, 1517, 1521, and 1523 West Billion, so as to include the described parcels of lands in city blocks 4634.05 and contained in an emergency clause.
Looks good to me.
Alderman Vaccaro, any problems?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Alderman Grass?
No problems.
Okay, I entertain a motion that Board Bill 188 be engrossed.
So moved.
Second.
Previous roll. We have a motion and a second and a call for previous roll that Board Bill 188 is engrossed. Any objections to previous roll? Hearing none, Board Bill 188 is enrolled. But I also wanted to add that on my agenda, it also shows Alderwoman Kara Spencer as and Alderwoman Marlene Davis in the board bill itself. Okay, so they are on the board bill. Just want to make sure. Okay, the next board bill we have is Board Bill 189. The primary sponsor is Alderman Joseph Rhodey. An ordinance recommended by the Planning Commission on December 2nd, 2020 to change the zoning of property as indicated to the district map, indicated on the district map from the K unrestricted districts to the H area commercial district and city block 3918.03, 3700 through 20 Forest Park Avenue and 3850 Foundry Way, so as to include the described parcels of land in city block 3918.03 and contained in an emergency clause.
This looks good to me.
I'm good as well.
I'm good.
Just a minute, there was something I thought I saw. So that's Exhibit A. Guess I did. I don't have any problems, so I'd entertain a motion that Board Bill 189 be engrossed.
So moved.
Second.
Previous roll.
We have a motion and a second, a call for previous roll that Board Bill 189 be engrossed. Any objections to previous roll? Hearing none, Board Bill 189 is engrossed. Next board bill we have is Board Bill 191, introduced by Alderwoman Tamika Hubbard. An ordinance recommended by the Planning Commission on December 2nd, 2020 to change the zoning of property as indicated on the district map from the K unrestricted district to the H area commercial district in city block 320, 2006 and 2020 North Broadway and 2001 through 21 North 2nd Street, so as to include the described parcels of land in city block 320 containing an emergency clause.
This looks good to me.
I'm also fine with that.
I'm good.
Okay, I don't have any problems. I'd entertain a motion that Board Bill 191 be engrossed.
So moved.
Second.
Previous roll. We have a motion and a second and a call for previous roll that Board Bill 191 be engrossed. Any objections to previous roll? Hearing none, Board Bill 191 is engrossed.
$192 is missing the fiscal impact also.
Okay, don't have to spend much time. All right, so 192, we need to contact Zachary Wilson as amended, 192 as amended, which
Same
was,
193 as amended.
okay. 192 was a board bill, I want to get it on the record, as amended was a board bill introduced by Alderman John Coder. And it's a bill to seek it and to approve a Chapter 99 redevelopment and blighting study plan for 300 through 338 North 4th Street redevelopment area. This board bill will allow a 10-year tax abatement at 75%, and it did have a problem. So moving on to 194, are you telling me it's the same problem?
Yep.
Okay.
Or no, 192 and 193 were the same problem.
Okay, but not 94. Okay, I missed one. All right, let me get to that one. 192, 193. Okay. 193 is a board bill sponsored by Alderman John Coder. The board bill seeks to approve a Chapter 99 redevelopment plan and blighting study for the 1014 Spruce Street redevelopment area. This bill would allow up to a 10-year tax abatement. And, okay, so that's a problem. Okay, the next one is Board Bill 194.
$194 has the same problem too.
That kind of, okay, so then it also has an additional estimated fiscal impact of tax abatement on taxing jurisdictions, which is filled out, but it's still missing financial estimate of impact on general funds. Okay.
And I think when you talk to them, I mean, it might be enough for them to, in this, for the ones that they actually then provide the financial analysis on the very last page, it might be enough for them to just write in there, see attached or something.
I told them just put not applicable, but if it is applicable, I agree. But some of them, there's nothing, so depending on what it is, they need to fill something in, because otherwise that was a flag for us to say what is supposed to go there. So I agree. If it is that you're not filling that in because it's below, but then I don't understand why put that. Why don't you just put the chart there? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, some of it, they just need to take the numbers from the financial impact statement
Right.
Put in the chart.
And I don't really like those little bitty charts that you can hardly read anyway. I mean, the little mapping data. I don't like that because you could hardly see it. It's this one that has it on here. Let me see which one am I talking about. Okay. Yeah, so on like, what is this one? 195. When you look at that one, at the very end, it has this the Burger King financial impact report kind of thing. So I don't really love those. So if it's something that can be easier, that's in a chart, I would like that much better. But at least if they have it. So 95 has the same problem. And I want to stop here because I wasn't going to go past 200 because we have people coming in. What I'd like to do, if you all have a few minutes, Madam Clerk or Mr. Clerk, who's on the?
I'm on.
Okay, so is there a chance that if we send this stuff over to Zach, that he might be able to get something back over to us pretty quick? Do you know?
I believe Mr. Clerk spoke with him.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I have contacted him. He's working on some of them now.
Okay, so because I'm gonna quit around noon. So if we could like take a 10 or 15-minute break, and then if he can get that stuff, we'll see. If it shouldn't be much he should have to do if it doesn't apply. All he needs to do is put NA in it. So
160 has been corrected. I sent that to you.
Okay.
Email, and 158 is on its way shortly.
Oh, 160 is corrected, and then 158 is
158. I'm getting ready to send that to you. So they're doing them as the meeting is going on.
Okay, so let me get it again. Did you say 150?
160 and 158. I'm getting 160 has already been sent to you. And it's back on the drive. 160, I'm getting ready to send in a moment.
I thought you said 160 has been sent.
Yes, 160.
And then you're getting ready to send 168?
158.
158. Okay. Okay. Just so we won't just be kind of waiting. I'm going to give it about a 10 or 15 minutes and see what we have then, and then just complete them. So we'll take a 15-minute break. We're going to get out of here pretty close to 12 or 12:15, and then start back fresh tomorrow morning and give the staff a chance to catch up and do whatever they need to do. So it's 11:40. So about 5 minutes to noon, we'll come back, and then whatever's here will get done, and then the rest we'll take up tomorrow.
I'm going to have to log on to another meeting at noon. So I guess I'll put that on the.
What meeting's coming up at noon? Oh, hey, Megan, what meeting? Is there another board meeting I'm missing?
No, I have a meeting with the constituents scheduled for noon.
Okay. You look like you're still not feeling that. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm still, and last week having to drive to Kansas City and back and deal with all the stress with my grandma was not good for my own, I think, physical health. So
What's wrong with your grandma?
she fell last week and shattered her hip and broke her femur.
Oh, jeez.
And my grandpa's 95, like he can't, you know, do all this stuff. So I had to drive out there and get everything situated with the hospital and figure out nursing care and all of that. So she's doing well though, and I'm hoping that she gets released from the skilled nursing facility next week is what the hope is.
Okay, well, I hope so.
When it rains, it pours, it seems like.
Yeah, that's bad. I mean, for somebody older like that even getting bedridden for that amount of time that it takes to heal is could be deadly.
Yes. Yeah. So, all right. Well, I need to log on to this other meeting, but you have permission to do previous roll.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, are we back all? Hello?
We're still live.
Hello?
So yes, Megan had to go to another meeting, but said she's fine with previous role.
Okay,
She had a constituent meeting.
thank you. Okay, we're still live. We received board bills 158, 160, 174, and 182, which are all on the engrossment calendar. And those were the ones that we had problems with the fiscal note being included at the bottom. So we need to go back and go over these because we skipped them. So we're going to start with, engrossment calendar, board bill 158, which was introduced by Alderwoman, okay, let me see here, Carol Howard. Are you ready, Madam Clerk?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Board Bill 158, introduced by Alderwoman Carol Howard, Alderwoman Beth Murphy, and Alderman Shane Cohen. This board bill will establish the Bevo Mills Area Special Use District for an approximately 92.73 acre site in the Bevo Mill and Dutchtown neighborhood. The Special Use District Overlay Zoning District, as permitted in the enabling ordinance 66941, will prohibit certain uses and make others conditions that would otherwise be allowed in the underlying F neighborhood, commercial, G local commercial, and office, J industrial, and K unrestricted zoning districts. It also provides additional regulation around lighting and signage and height with a sub area of the district. And we were missing the pages at the end of the board bill, which were sent to us, and that was part of the fiscal note. So we do have those. And I think the clerk sent them to all of us. So if you look in your email, if you don't see it on the Google Docs, we're going to start with Board Bill 158. When I look to the very end of it, it now has NA in it. So you might want to go over to your email, and you'll see something from BOA. That's the Board of Aldermen's Clerk. And if you look at the board bill, it's 4 board bills that he sent over to us.
I have them all in front of me.
Okay, and so that one is filled in. That was what we were missing.
So are we taking?
Wait a minute, let's wait until Alderman Grass gets hers up.
Got it.
Okay, get time to open it so you can see.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm looking at it.
Welcome back, Alderman Todd. We just got 3 or 4 more bills we're gonna do. We're on the engrossment calendar. There was some problems with some bills, so we sent over to get them. So we're on board bill number 158. It was some things that were missing, and we had them sent over. Alderman Todd, can you hear me? Oh, he's still on the other, you're on the other meeting? Okay.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, so anyway, we have kept you on previous roll, so we don't have a problem with you having to object to previous roll. So at this point, I would entertain a motion that Board Bill 158, which has been now corrected, be engrossed.
I'll make a motion. We engross Board Bill 158.
Second.
And I'm going to call for. Yeah, I think this keeps Megan in there also, or Alderwoman Green in there too.
So we have a motion and a second and a call for previous roll that Board Bill 158 is engrossed. We have any objections to Board Bill 158? Do we have any objections to previous roll? Hearing none, Board Bill 158 is engrossed. Okay, the next one that we received is Board Bill 160, which had the same problem. And Board Bill 160 is introduced by Alderman Joseph R. Rhodey, Alderwoman Kara Spencer, Alderman Marlene Davis, and that was a designation of the Oscar Waring House as a city landmark. And we also was missing the end of that, which I have now, which has been filled in. And if Alderman Vaccaro, you have any other problems?
No problem whatsoever.
Alderman Todd, any problems with this board bill?
No, I don't have any, Madam Chair. Thank you.
And Alderman Grass, any problems with Board Bill 160?
No problems.
Okay, I'd entertain a motion that we engross Board Bill 160.
I'll make that motion.
So moved.
Board Bill 160.
Okay, the Alderman Grass is doing the motion. Can we get you to do a second, Alderman Vaccaro?
I'm second on it.
Okay.
In previous.
roll.
Okay, thank you very much. We have a motion and a second and a call for previous roll that Board Bill 160 be engrossed. Any objections to previous roll? Hearing none, Board Bill 160 is engrossed. The next board bill that we skipped over was Board Bill 170, which is introduced by Alderman Brandon Bosley, Alderman John Collins Muhammad, which would approve a Chapter 99 redevelopment plan and blighting study for Penrose / North Grand / Kasuth / Fair redevelopment area. This authorizes up to a 25-year tax abatement for the area. Again, that was the same problem we had with Board Bill 174. And when we scroll to the very end of the board bill, they have sent this over and they have completed it with not applicable in the financial estimate of impact on general funds. And so if you have any other problems with Board Bill 174, Alderman Vaccaro?
No, I don't.
Alderman Todd, do you have any problems with Board Bill 174?
No, I do not, Madam Chair.
Okay, and Alderman Grass, any other problems with Board Bill 174?
No, I do not.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion that Board Bill 174 be engrossed.
So moved.
I'll second that.
Previous roll.
We have a motion, a second, and a call for previous roll that Board Bill 174 be engrossed. Any objections to previous roll? Hearing none, Board Bill 174 is engrossed. Okay, the next board bill we have is Board Bill 182, which we also, everybody should have gotten an email from the clerk regarding this. This is a board bill introduced by Alderman Dan Gunther. And it's the board bill would approve a Chapter 99 redevelopment plan and blighting study for the 2800 South Jefferson Avenue redevelopment area. This project is the construction of mixed-use buildings, which will have 42 apartments. The board bills will allow a 10-year tax assurance with pilots equaling $572 per new residence plus unit, $572 per new residential unit plus a 2% annual increase. And if you go to the very end of this board bill also, which has had the same problem we had, they have filled in the financial estimate of impact on general revenue with NA as to indicate that it's not applicable. So Alderman Vaccaro, do you have any more problems with Board Bill 182?
No problems.
Alderman Todd, any problems with Board Bill 182?
I don't have any problem. Thank you.
Alderman Grass, any problems with Board Bill 182?
No problems.
Okay, I'd entertain a motion that we engross Board Bill 182.
So moved.
Second.
Previous roll.
Okay, we have a motion and a second that Board Bill 182 be engrossed. We have a call for previous roll. Any objections to previous roll? Hearing none, Board Bill 182 is engrossed. What we did not hear back from on the engrossment calendar was 192, 193, 194, 195, which they will probably get first, sometime this afternoon. We also did not hear back from Board Bill 171 on the enrollment calendar, 178 on the enrollment calendar, and 183 on the enrollment calendar. And 122, I was going to speak to the sponsor. So,
Chairwoman,
I beg your pardon. Yes.
I'm sorry, excuse me. We did get the fiscal note for 192 as amended, 193 as amended, and 194.
Oh, we did get them?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, are they on the Google Drive or did you get them?
Mr. Wilson just emailed them maybe about 10 minutes ago.
Okay, let's look at them and we'll get those. Let me see. We'll get those done and we can.
Okay, give me just a second.
Okay. Okay, I see 192 as amended. I see 193 as amended. I see 194 as amended. Was it only 3 or did we get 4? Madam Clerk?
3.
Just a second, Terry. So I didn't know we were doing 195. I thought we stopped at 194.
I can 194.
Mm-hmm.
193 is amended.
Yeah, I can have him to do 195 as well.
No, let me see. Let's see, what did we? Yeah, that was one that we skipped. So that was one. Okay, so we'll do the other ones while he works on 195. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna go back to 192 as amended. It's on the engrossment calendar. And it's an ordinance introduced by Alderman Jack Coder. This board bill seeks to approve a chapter 99 redevelopment plan and blighting study for the 300 through 338 North 4th Street redevelopment area. This board bill will allow a 10-year tax abatement at 75%. So again, the problem with 192 had been, let's see here, it's the last page was vacant. He did send it, it's 192 as amended. If you don't have it, we have it as an email. Let me see, did he send it to all of us or just?
He did not. I can forward it to the committee, and the clerk is actually working on combining all the documents into one and sending them out and uploading to the Google Drive.
Does the committee need to see it if I have it in front of me? If you do, we can have it sent.
Yes, ma'am. I can.
No, wait. I'm asking the committee. Hold on.
I trust if you have it in front of you, it's corrected. I think we should move on rather than.
Alderman Todd, is it okay if it's in front of me?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
Alderman Grass, is that okay?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you don't have to do all that extra work. We'll just, I got them here in front of me. So you don't have to, you can send it to them later, but we're gonna just.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it. Thank you.
So, Board Bill 192 as amended. Alderman Vaccaro, do you have any other problems with?
No problem. The only question, are they sending you now 195?
Yes, they're doing that while we're working.
Okay, good. And I have no problem with 192, 3 or 4.
Okay, 192, Alderman Todd, do you have any problems with it? I do have in front of me the note that was supposed to be.
I do not have any problem with it. Thank you.
Okay, Alderman Grass.
No problems.
I'd entertain a motion that we engross Board Bill 192 as amended.
So moved.
Second.
Previous roll.
We have a motion and a second and a call for previous roll that Board 192 is as amended is engrossed. Any objections to previous roll? Hearing none, Board Bill 192 as amended is engrossed. Okay, the next one we have is Board Bill 193, which is also one right before me. 193 as amended, introduced by Alderman Jack Coder. This board bill seeks to approve a Chapter 99 redevelopment plan and blighting study for the 1014 Spruce Street redevelopment area. This board bill will have a 10-year tax abatement at 40%. And I do have it here where they did fill in as not applicable, the financial estimate impact of general funds. Alderman Vaccaro, do you have any other problems with Board Bill 193 as amended?
No.
Alderman Todd, any problems with Board Bill 193 as amended?
No, I do not.
Alderman Grass, any problems with Board Bill 193 as amended?
No.
Okay, I entertain a motion that Board Bill 193 as amended would be engrossed.
So moved.
Second.
Previous roll.
We have a motion, second, and call for previous roll that Board Bill 193 is engrossed. Any objections to previous roll? Hearing none, Board Bill 193 is engrossed. The next board bill we have is Board Bill 194, introduced by Alderman John Collins Muhammad. This board bill seeks to approve a Chapter 99 redevelopment plan and blighting study for the 4100 through 4122 West Florissant Avenue and 4569 Alice Avenue redevelopment area. This board bill will allow a 15-year tax abatement, 10 at 95%, followed by 5 at 50%. Renovation of a mixed-use building will occur. I have before me the Board Bill 194 with the proper fiscal note, which is the financial estimate of impact on general funds. There's a not applicable or NA and filled in the chart. So Alderman Vaccaro, do you have any other problems with Board Bill 194?
No, I don't.
Alderman Todd?
No, I do not.
Alderman Grass?
No, I do not.
Okay, I'd entertain a motion that we would engross Board Bill 194.
So moved.
Second.
Previous roll.
Have a motion, a second, and a call for previous roll that Board Bill 194 be engrossed. And we have a call for previous roll. Any objections to previous roll? Hearing none, Board Bill 194 is engrossed. Okay. We're gonna wait a second for 195 to let it just come in. Hopefully he'll get that done. And
Did Did they get anything on enrolling 171, 178, 183, and 122?
Nope. Only what I'm bringing before you. Let me see, wait a minute. Which numbers did you say?
Well, enrollment,
Oh, no, I had told you already. You didn't maybe didn't hear. We didn't get anything back from the enrollments. Okay, so we'll be doing that tomorrow morning.
Okay, I just thought I'd check to see if they
Yes.
sent something in the last second or two.
Yes. So we're just waiting on, he was working on 195. So we're just going to give him a second to get that. And then we'll be here at 9 o'clock tomorrow. This is a very long agenda.
Chairwoman Tyus,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson just emailed 195.
I just see, I see it in, okay, great, okay. I have before me the corrections to Board Bill 195. I have in front of me the fiscal estimate of impact on general funds, with there is a NA and all of them to indicate that it's not applicable to this particular board bill. So we'll come back to Board Bill 195, introduced by Alderman Jesse Todd. The board bill would approve a Chapter 99 redevelopment plan and blighting study for the 5025 Delmar Boulevard redevelopment area. This project is the construction of a commercial building. This board bill will allow a 10-year tax assurance with a 2% annual increase. Alderman Vaccaro, do you have any other problems with Board Bill 195?
No problem.
Alderman Todd, any problems with Board Bill 195?
No problems.
Alderman Grass, any problems with Board Bill 195?
No problem.
I'd entertain a motion that we engross Board Bill 195.
So moved.
Second,
Previous roll.
I have a motion and a second to call for previous roll that Board Bill 195 is engrossed. Any objections to previous roll? Hearing none, Board Bill 195 is engrossed. Okay, again, I want to go over what we did not get back. We did not get back under the enrollment calendar, Board Bill 171, Board Bill 178, and Board Bill 183. And I was going to speak to the sponsor regarding Board Bill 212. We got.
I'm sorry, Chairwoman, can you repeat that for me?
We did not get back Board Bill 171, 178. This is the enrollment calendar, and 183. And I'm going to speak to the sponsor regarding 212. So I held that. Let's see. We got everything from enrollment from Board Bill 158 all the way through Board Bill 195. So we're going to pick up tomorrow morning at Board Bill 200. And hopefully by that time, we will have heard something from the 3 bills on enrollment, and we can get those done right away, so that I know that you guys need time to get those printed out. So for the green copies. So if it doesn't, we'll just have to hold them over to next week. Just a reminder, we're going to take a recess to 9 o'clock a.m. tomorrow. We're going to start an hour early. We have guests coming in, and we have a resolution that we need to address. Hopefully we'll get to all of those things. And I want to thank you, hardworking committee, dedicated. I appreciate it. And unless somebody has something to bring up, I'm going to move to recess until tomorrow at 9 a.m. Is there anything else we need to bring up?
I'd just like to thank the staff for all the hard work. I appreciate it.
Me too. You guys do a fabulous job.
You do.
Thank you.
You're
Okay.
welcome.
Anything else? Okay, we'll recess till tomorrow at 9 a.m. Thank you so much. I appreciate everyone.
You betcha. See ya.
Goodbye.